Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Withering Torment. For 2 colorless and 1 black, it's an instant that says destroy target creature or enchantment, you lose 2 life. That's it. That's all it says. And despite that, this is one of the most relevant cards we've seen from Duskmourn so far, and it's going to see play in a few formats, not least of which is Commander. This card is amazing for any mono black deck, for any Rakdos deck, and for any Grixis deck, which are all going to eat up this card. So if you're not up to date, black traditionally has a bit of issue dealing with enchantments. Of course, so does red, but red doesn't really get any love in this regard, whereas black has gradually got more and more ways to interact with enchantments so far. However, most of them have been quite limited. They've either required opponents to sacrifice enchantments, which isn't really targeted, and up until now the only targeted one, if I'm not mistaken, was Feed the Swarm, which has been seeing tons of play in Commander because of that fact, seeing as outside of green and white, the other 3 colors do struggle in dealing with enchantments quite a bit. The problem with Feed the Swarm is twofold. First off, it's a sorcery, which obviously sucks. You don't really want to be playing sorceries unless you absolutely have to, and then it can sometimes deal a bunch of life to you, which you often can't afford, because if you're very low and you need to remove a fairly big enchantment, you could end up taking 5-6 life with that card. That can be fairly relevant in Commander, particularly if it's a tight game. Conveniently, Withering Torment solves both of those issues by being an instant, which is obviously amazing. The fact that you can react to stuff now and you can hold this stuff up to blow somebody out after they, for example, attack with an Anthem is really great. You can wait till they commit to the attack and then remove their buff. That's really solid, but also the fact that the damage is now always just 2 life makes this so much more manageable. It means that in every case except for a 1-cost enchantment, which let's be honest, you probably weren't removing that often anyway, this is going to be more efficient than Feed the Swarm in terms of the life you're giving up. But since it's also instant speed, it's basically all upside. The only difference between that card and this is that it costs 3 mana instead of 2, but that's a pretty small price to pay, particularly since premium removal in black tends to go for 2 mana anyway in Commander, so this is just ever so slightly more than premium. This card is just very, very powerful, and it's yet another way that black is kind of circumventing its traditional color pie issue of not being able to deal with enchantments. This is the strongest version we've seen so far of this effect. I do kind of wish that red got a little bit more of this love, because black in many ways has the same issues that red does, except of course it can't deal with artifacts, so I guess that's the reason for red not being able to deal with enchantments. That being said, black has so many other advantages over red that I do feel that red getting a tiny bit more enchantment hate wouldn't be overdue. In any case, I'm really excited for black players. I'm a huge fan of black, so this is a great upgrade to a bunch of my different decks, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing tons of it in Commander. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think though? Do you disagree with me, or do you think I got it right? Let me know in the comment section below. I always make sure to read all of your comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel, and until next time, take care.